Yes, because most of the questions from thermodynamics are numerical based questions. So try to do at least 5 to 10 questions every day on thermodynamics. Okay. And what are the main drawbacks of first law of thermodynamics? Limitations of first law of thermodynamics. We already studied first law of thermodynamics. It is completely law of conservation of energy. And we studied a reaction is occurred or the process is occurred. What is the change in internal energy? What is it and what is the work done? So very simple. First law of thermodynamics always concerned about conversion of energy into one form to another form or changes of energy from one form to another form. But it does not tell about why A changes to B. Why not B changes to A? Example, first law of thermodynamics deals hot water changes to cold water. What are the energy changes? But it does not tell why hot water converted into cold water. Why not cold water changes to hot water spontaneously? And why always temperature move from high temperature region to low temperature region? So this is the main drawback of first law of thermodynamics. Students, write down. It always concerns about changes of changes of different energy forms during process. It does not tell about it does not tell why the process proceeds in in that direction. In that direction. Example, hot spontaneously without any external agency. Why not cold tea converted into hot tea? So it does not tell about direction of the reaction or direction of the process. అంటే ఎందుకు ఈ డైరెక్షన్ లో జరగాలి? What is the reason for that? It does not tell about anything about extent of reaction or direction of the reaction. Only energy changes. Students completed. Next, second law of thermodynamics. Second law of thermodynamics. Students, before going to second law of thermodynamics, we need to study one important concept. The concept name is Carnot cycle. Because based on Carnot cycle only, we can understand second law of thermodynamics. And another form of this one is Carnot heat engine. Carnot heat engine. What is heat engine? Heat engine, students, which produce work spontaneously by passing heat to the system, are very simple. The engine which can do work by using the spontaneous flow of heat from high temperature region to low temperature region is called heat engine. Carnot prepared this heat engine hypothetically. So this heat engine is a hypothetical heat engine. Generally, any machine which can do work by supplying heat, we know already. In case of cars and vehicles, we use petrol, diesel. With the help of that, combustion takes place in the machine. Due to combustion, some amount of heat is produced. The heat used to move vehicle. Yes, that is heat engine generally. And what is the Carnot heat engine? It is a hypothetical heat engine. We cannot construct this kind of heat engine normally. So this is ideal heat engine. What is the difference between ideal and non-ideal? This heat engine produces maximum work, but our normal engine, our engine may produce 50 percentage of work or 60 percentage of work, but this Carnot engine will produce more than 95 percentage. So ideally, we cannot prepare this kind of heat engine, but it is a reference for us. It is a reference for us. We can use this reference for the other missions. Okay, right. So why it is called Carnot cycle? Because it's a cyclic process. It's a cyclic process. I'll explain, students. In Carnot heat engine, so write the definition of Carnot heat engine. The engine which which can do work by using spontaneous flow of heat from high temperature region to low temperature region is called Carnot heat engine, or simply heat engine. Completed. So please write down Carnot heat engine is a hypothetical heat engine. It's a hypothetical heat engine and reversible because it is cycle, it is a reversible engine. In Carnot heat engine, there are four operations to produce work from engine. First operation is isothermal reversible expansion. First process. Second process, adiabatic reversible expansion. Third operation, isothermal reversible compression. Final process, adiabatic reversible compression. In Carnot heat engine, we can perform four operations. These are the four operations. Any system, whether it is ideal gas or non-ideal gas, any kind of system subjected to four operations. Yes, completed. Okay. Students, in Carnot heat engine, a cylinder which contains 1 mole of ideal gas. Student, this cylinder walls are completely non-conducting walls, insulators simply. But the base is very good conductor. And this cylinder has frictionless piston and it is connected to a wheel. Okay, so here 1 mole of ideal gas is taken. And there is one heat reservoir. This is called source. According to thermodynamics, the terminology is source. So source which produces heat, or simply it is a heat reservoir. Okay, from this we'll get heat. And second part is it is an insulator. Insulator. And third part is cold reservoir, and it is called sink. It is hot reservoir, it is cold reservoir, it is insulator. In between source and sink, we have an insulator. Students, in the first process, isothermal reversible expansion. Now source actually moved to this position. When source is moved to this position, from the source, it is a high temperature region, it is a low temperature region, but we are saying isothermal reversible expansion. Isothermal means temperature is constant, but definitely heat will transfer from system to surroundings and surrounding to system. We know that. When source is moved to this position, some amount of heat transfer to the our system. So immediately system reduces its temperature because temperature increases. To decrease temperature, this piston moving into higher level, because volume increases, immediately the temperature fall down. So the piston moving into higher direction, then wheel will rotate like this. Okay, that is the first process, isothermal reversible process. After that, the source is moved to backside and insulator will be attached to base. What is the use of insulator? These are the insulator walls. Whatever heat is inside the cylinder, it cannot come outside, so that heat will not transfer to the system and surroundings. That is adiabatic process. Adiabatic reversible expansion takes place because temperature fall down and the patient moving into higher level, because expansion takes place. When gas expanded in adiabatic process, temperature fall down. Again, the wheel rotates. And the third process is sink is attached to base. What is the use of sink? It is a cold reservoir. Whatever temperature is present here will reduce, so that the the piston moving into downside, because compression takes place. Okay, and finally again insulator attached to this one, that is adiabatic process, and the piston moving into downside. Finally you can see the piston moving into upside downside. So that, so it is continuous process and very fast process, so that the wheel rotates. With help of rotation of wheel we can use vehicles. Are you getting my point, students? I repeat again, see, this is the heat engine construction, students. First of all, this cylinder it attached to source. What is the source? Source heat, high heat energy producer. So in isothermal process, temperature is constant. To keep temperature is constant, the gas expands. When gas expands, the patient moving into upside. Okay. And second process is when source is moving to backside, insulator is attached to the cylinder. When insulator is attached to cylinder, no heat is transferred to system. Then system itself adjusts the temperature. Again, expansion takes place. Gas expand. The piston moving into further level. After that, the sink is attached to the sink is attached to cylinder. The temperature fall down. Then the piston moving into downside direction. And finally, the insulator again attached to this, that is adiabatic compression. Again, patient moving into the outside. This process is a very speedy process. Speedy process. So in adiabatic isothermal expansion, patient moving into opposite direction. In isothermal adiabatic compression, patient moving into downside direction. So the wheel rotates. With help of that, we can run the vehicles. That is heat engine. Students, are you getting my point? Say yes or no. Okay. So the graphical representation of this heat engine is very, very important. Pressure versus volume. Initial pressure is P1, volume is V1. When this system is subjected to isothermal expansion, volume increases, pressure decreases. Volume increases, pressure decreases. Now it is P2 V2. Temperature is same. Let's say temperature T2, because isothermal process, temperature is constant. Let's say this is first process. Second process, adiabatic reversible expansion. Temperature changes, volume also changes, pressure changes. So volume increases, pressure decreases, temperature also decreases. P3, V3, T1. Let's say it is T1. Next, isothermal reversible compression. Compression volume decreases, pressure increases. This second process. Let's say it is P4, V4. Temperature is same because it is an isothermal process. Temperature is same. And last process, adiabatic compression, volume decreases, pressure increases. Again, it coming to same state P1, V1, T2. Let's say it is a fourth process, adiabatic reversible compression. It is a cyclic process. Students, are you getting? Source T2, sink T1. 1 mole of ideal gas here. These are the insulator walls. So source is high temperature, sink is low temperature. Students completed? Okay. Now finally, what is the work done during this process? So first process is isothermal reversible expansion of ideal gas. First operation. Work done this process W1. Students, work done in isothermal reversible process minus 2.303 nRT log V2 by V1. So minus for 1 mole RT ln volume, final volume V2 by V1. Am I correct? V2 by V1. And it is also equal to Q1. Why Q1? In first law of thermodynamics, isothermal process, du equal to W plus Q. So W equal to minus Q. W is already minus, so Q value will be positive. Q value will be positive, students. Okay. So better I will write here Q value, Q1 value, RT ln V2 by V1. Heat changes RT log V2 by V1. Second process is adiabatic reversible expansion of ideal gas. Work done to nr gamma minus 1, nr by gamma minus 1, T2 minus T1. So n value 1, R by gamma minus 1 into T2 minus T1. T2 is higher, T2 is final temperature. What is the final temperature? T1. Next to T2. Students, I have given question, I have given equation, final temperature minus initial temperature. Here, in this concept, final temperature is T1, initial temperature is T2. Okay. So don't confuse. and Q value 0 here because adiabatic process Q value 0. And third one is isothermal reversible compression of gas. Work done 3 equal to RT ln final volume V4 by V3. And Q it's Q1, it's Q2. Q2 is RT ln V4 by V3. And last process adiabatic reversible compression of idle gas final process. And work done 4 equal to R by gamma minus 1. Now final temperature is T2, initial temperature is T1, and Q value here 0. Students, okay? So here sink is nothing but surroundings. Generally source is we use with fuel, but sink is surrounding compared to source. Generally very normal temperatures are very low. So sink indirectly surroundings. Students completed. Okay. So finally, network network done by the system. Final network done equal to W1 plus W2 plus W3 plus W4. What is W1? Minus R T2. Sorry, here temperature is T2. Ln V2 by V1. R student change it is RT2. W2 R by gamma minus 1 T1 minus T2 plus minus RT1 ln V4 by V3 plus R by gamma minus 1 T2 minus T1. So this is the network done. Can I cancel R by gamma minus 1 into T1 minus T2 plus R by gamma minus 1 T2 minus T1, because we can write this equation as minus of T1 minus T2. Then both will cancel. And finally minus is common. R T2 ln V2 by V1 plus R T1 ln V4 by V3. V4 by V3. Students, this is the total net work done in the heat engine, which is equal to heat absorbed, or simply net heat. If it is negative value, Q value is positive value, because total net work done in a process, in a cyclic process, definitely du equal to 0. So Q equal to RT2 ln V2 by V1 plus RT1 ln V4 by V3. Okay, please students note on this. Land is natural logarithm. Base E. Simply I'm writing ln, natural logarithm. Yes, completed. Okay. Next is equal to V1 by V4 gamma minus 1. From equation 1 and equation 2, we can say T2 by T1, T2 by T1. Finally, V3 by V2 power gamma minus 1 equal to V1 by V4 gamma minus 1. Gamma minus 1, gamma minus cancel. So finally, V3 by V2 equal to V1 by V4. V1 by V4. Okay. So I can write here from this V4 by V2. No, no, no. Yes, students, write down here. This is the relationship between V1, V2, V3, V4. Complete this. Is it correct? T1 is correct. Small change, students. Here wrong, I think. Here T2 by T2 by T1 equal to T2 by T1 equal to V4 by V1. Sorry, gamma minus 1. From this, V3 by V2 power gamma minus 1 equal to V4 by V1 gamma minus 1. Gamma minus 1, gamma minus 1 cancel. So finally, V3 by V2 equal to V4 by V1. And from this V1 by V2 equal to V4 by V3. In final relation, we can write V4 by V3 equal to V1 by V2. Students completed. Remaining students completed. Okay. In tomorrow class, we'll finish the total Carnot heat engine, and we'll also start second law of thermodynamics.